Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome to the awards contender. I just finished watching the Tony Awards, which was a fabulous show. Cynthia Erivo was the host. She did a great job, and I really loved the speeches throughout the ceremony. This was a really fun show to watch. I put out a video a few days ago, my Tony Award predictions, even though the only show I saw in the last year that was nominated tonight was Death Becomes Her. I saw that in Chicago last summer, and even though I love that show, it was so amazing. For a fan of the 1992 film, I was really impressed with Death Becomes Her. I didn't think it was going to win in the top categories, like in Best Actress, Best Musical. I didn't think that was going to happen, and I am shocked. I have to say, I'm shocked. I actually did pretty well in my predictions, having seen basically nothing. I predicted 8 of the top categories. I got 6 of the top 8. I called all of the acting categories correct, the 4 in leading for both musical and the play. Some people were predicting Audra McDonald would win, Jonathan Groff would win, but that's not what happened. So let's go through the categories, the top ones at least, starting with musical. Best musical went to Maybe Happy Ending, which I think most people thought was going to happen. That's the show of all of these nominees in the category I'd been hearing the most buzz about the last few weeks. And it just looks like such an original production. I really want to see it. I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to Broadway, guys. I am starting to set something up. Because after doing the predictions video and then watching the Tony Awards, I have the bug. I want to go back to Broadway. I have not been to New York since 2017, and so I want to do that very soon and catch Maybe Happy Ending. That is definitely at the top of my list. The one at the absolute top, the one I have to see before it closes at the end of July, is the new reimagining of Sunset Boulevard. This show looks incredible. Like everything I've seen on this, I'm really intrigued. Sunset Boulevard is my favorite movie. I've talked about that on the channel. I adore that film from 1950 with my full heart. In 2017, I went to New York, to Broadway, to see Glenn Close in the Sunset Boulevard show then, and I'm going to try really hard to get to New York in the next few weeks to see this new Sunset Boulevard. It won Best Revival of a Musical, which I predicted, and it won Best Actress in a Leading Role in a Musical, Nicole Scherzinger, who gave one of my favorite speeches of the night. She was overcome with emotion. Her performance during the Tony Awards tonight of As If We Never Said Goodbye took my breath away. Holy shit. Holy shit. I was like, I have heard this song sung by a variety of people throughout the years. It's one of my favorite songs ever, and Nicole Scherzinger just knocked that out of the park. When she finished that song, I said, I don't know what it's going to take. I am going to Broadway to see this woman in Sunset Boulevard. It is happening. I had chills, major chills, and I said, she's winning. Oh yeah, she's winning Best Actress, which she did. What a great moment. She was so emotional, so grateful for this first Tony Award in her long career. Love it, love it, love it. And then Best Actor in a Leading Role in a Musical went to Darren Criss for Maybe Happy Ending. I did think it was possible Jonathan Groff was going to pull it off for Just in Time, the Bobby Darin show, because he just won last year for Merrily We Roll Along. And I mean, he also performed. He stood on top of Keanu Reeves at one point during the show tonight, singing his song as Bobby Darin. And he has so much energy, so much charisma. I adore Jonathan Groff. And I said, he might win this, and that's okay. I'll get my prediction wrong. But Jonathan Groff will have a second Tony Award in just 2 years. But no, it went to Darren Criss, which made sense to me because Maybe Happy Ending got into Best Musical, was looking like it was going to win, which it did, of course. And so because Just in Time wasn't even nominated for Best Musical, it wasn't even in there, I was like, it's probably going to go to Criss. They're probably not going to give the same person the same trophy 2 years in a row. Darren Criss, also from Glee, it was kind of a Glee night with both Groff and Criss in the category. Leah Michele presented one of the awards, and so yeah, there was a lot of Glee going on. But Darren Criss, what a great win, a fantastic speech. So I got all 4 of those predictions correct. So I was like, okay, for not having seen these shows, that's something, right? But then moving over to Best Play, the play categories, here's where I messed up a little bit. I missed 2 of these. Best Play I thought was going to Oh Mary. That's the show I've been hearing about ad nauseum, I would say, the last few months. But the Tony Award ended up going to Purpose, which looks like a really interesting show. I'd love to check that one out as well. And Best Revival of a Play I thought was going to Yellowface. I had read some really good reviews on that one. It sounds really fascinating. The prize went to Eureka Day. That was the other one I saw floated as a maybe win. I thought about predicting Eureka Day. That is the show that ended up winning. But I did get the 2 acting categories correct. Cole Escola, of course, won Best Actor in a Leading Role in a Play. Based on everything I've seen with this show, talk about an original, talk about a performance for the ages. So that was a really cool moment. I loved their speech, Cole Escola. And then Best Actress in a Leading Role in a Play went to Sarah Snook for The Picture of Dorian Gray. That made sense because I've heard great things about her performance in the show, and she plays multiple characters basically alone on stage, right? I think she's the only one on stage. So that seemed like a shoo-in to win in that category. She was the first one up, and I was like, it's gonna be Sarah Snook. Like, she's gonna win this. And she did. So I got 6 out of 8. I feel okay about that. I was like, okay, if I can get 4, just give me 4 of the 8. Let's not have this be a total blowout and I get like 1. So I'm like, I'm happy with 6. All good, considering I didn't really see anything. I mean, Death Becomes Her, I would have loved to have seen that win something big. I didn't think that was going to happen, even though it's a wonderful show. If you get an opportunity to see Death Becomes Her on stage, go for it, because it is a total blast. You will laugh your ass off, you will love the songs, it is a perfect companion piece to the 1992 movie. And just going through the list of all the wins, like in the other categories, Paul Tazewell won Best Costume Design in a Musical for Death Becomes Her. So well deserved. This is the same man who just won an Oscar a few months ago for Wicked, right? He just won an Oscar, now he won a Tony, and I love the work he did for both projects. Wow. The show moved along at a really good pace. Cynthia Erivo, as I said, was a great host. I really enjoyed all of those comedic moments, like the one she has with Oprah. That was funny. Oprah gets a car, right? Her opening song was amazing, and her closing song was an all-timer. The last thing in the show, I hope you didn't just turn it off, because her closing number, I mean, that was also great. Something I love about the Tony Awards is getting those glimpses of all the new shows. Like, maybe it's not going to win a major Tony Award, but you get a sense of what each show is about. If like there is an opportunity to go to Broadway, do I want to see this? And I was just so stunned, so taken by all the creativity and imagination of all these new shows on Broadway. Cynthia Erivo said, was it at the beginning of the show? It was near the beginning, I'd say, that this was the most profitable, most popular year on Broadway ever. Broadway is back. That made me so happy. I cheered at that moment. Because obviously with the pandemic and everything, Broadway was not at a good place in the early part of this decade, but Broadway is back, and I'm coming back too. I am planning a trip to Broadway in July right now. I'm planning to see 4 shows. I'm gonna have time for 4. So the question is, what do I see? I am for sure seeing Sunset Boulevard. That is a given. Probably, maybe Happy Ending. After that, I'm not entirely sure. I might want to see Death Becomes Her again because I loved it in Chicago. I'm thinking about Just in Time, but I also want to see Oh Mary. Oh Mary would be so much fun. And then like taking a shot on one of these other like new musicals I don't know too much about that I just got a couple glimpses of tonight. I don't know. So if you have any recommendations, like what is the show you think I absolutely need to see beyond Sunset Boulevard and maybe Happy Ending? What should I take a chance on? Let me know in the comments below. So yeah, this was a wonderful Tony Awards ceremony, the 78th year of the Tony Awards. Cynthia Erivo was fantastic. I really enjoyed the show. There were very few lulls. The presenters did a good job. The speeches were really good. The in memoriam was fantastic, was perfect. Ending with Gavin Creel. Like, that was just, that really, like, choked me up. That was really something. And Nicole Scherzinger singing that song from Sunset Boulevard, I was near tears during that moment. She blew me away, and that ended, and I said, okay, Brian, it's happening. We are going back to Broadway. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing, and let me know in the comments below what you thought of this year's Tony Awards and how did you do in your predictions. I'll see you next time at the Awards Contender.